Cam Skattebo has a dislocated ankle, taken to a local hospital for further evaluation. Thoughts and prayers to the young rookie sensation for the New York Giants on what was an awful looking play in the first half of that Giants Eagles game. Deep shot from Mac Jones. Jauan Jennings had a couple hands on it. Over the shoulder throw, trying to make the catch was Jennings. The Niners have been begging for a big play on offense. That one was there for the taking. But down to the ground goes Jennings. Down to the ground goes the football. Just a little heart-pumping incompletion for the Niners, who were down 23-7. Joe Flacco with the Ravens. Flacco, the threat. Getting the first down on third. Has he been reborn in the first month that he's been with Cincinnati? He had on that Thursday night game against Pittsburgh. He had some gains on the ground. He's given great news conferences in his weekly media assembly there in Cincinnati. He gets a first down with his legs on 3rd and 12. A guy we're more used to seeing doing that is the nimble and fast Drake May. How about a 28-yard scramble for Drake May? An obvious first down there for New England. One more score for the Patriots, and this one might be out of reach for the Cleveland Browns. They're coming up on the end of the third quarter in Foxborough. It's 23-7. 3rd and 7 again for the Giants, and again it's a looping pass. Hauling it in is Devin Singletary. What a special catch by the running back. Dart didn't quite get as much steam on the football as he wanted to. But Singletary, with a shoe-stop catch for an outfielder in baseball. Slowing down for it, reaching down for it, making the catch. Right side, Drake May going deep.
Touchdown. Now it will be 3rd and 10 for the Eagles.
Signal is on New York. Downfield, maybe.
Will be the penalty.
Winston trying to plead his case. Jameis cajoling his teammates and maybe discussing things with the officials. The Buffalo Bills have it in the red zone again. It was another Panthers Andy Dalton turnover. And we don't have time to show you the turnover, but we will show you the Buffalo Bills as they're about ready to put this away in Carolina.
Offense number 76. That penalty has declined. The results of the play is a 3rd down.
I think that was a cultural grounding.
Down by 14 points. This is
Alright, 13 guys. 3rd and 1 now for the Bills. We can hold those over, okay? And here comes the Bills.
what a pass rush. Nothing Dart can do here. This is just a meeting at the quarterback. Look at this. Explosiveness, the burst to get off the line of scrimmage, and then Dart does a great job stepping through it, but then Hunt just folds back underneath. Look at the awareness to go for the punch. These guys are taught so well. So well coached with defensive line. They're going to kick the field goal. Started in 2000.
They now
2018
go
with a
for
fun, innocuous comment by George Kittle in a post-game interview. Yeah, did a good job with national title.
We saw the Giants field goal. They're hanging around. This is still a one-possession game for the moment. Busted one free. He runs 10, 5, touchdown. Missed tackle Malachi Moore. And Brown makes him pay for it.
Wait, they just reviewed the movie.
Touchdown.
They just got
That was pause in motion. It's a handoff to Davis. Wrapped touchdown. Pushing the pile. They're going to mark him just short. It'll be third and goal from about a quarter-yard line. Which feels like an oxymoron. What do you say, Cool?
I think the Bills just got a touchdown. Let's see.
Good job. Tackling up to this point, misses that tackle, and Eagles another big run.
Twin answer by McPherson.
It's like, give it the cut. Let me cut. Let me go.
This looks a lot more tush-pushish.
And Josh Allen is in for his second of the day, his 70th rushing touchdown.
Josh Allen with the 70th rushing touchdown of his career. He's breaking milestones and setting records moment by moment in this game. We'll go triple box here. With not many close games around the National Football League right now. The Bills are blowing out the Panthers. The Texans are having their way with the Niners, although San Francisco inside of the red zone prior
The
to that
49ers
quarterback
are
sack
now
of Mac
anyway in
Jones.
the red
Bottom of
zone.
the screen,
We also
the Miami Dolphins. No one saw this coming. Mike McDaniel on the hot seat. Tua has just thrown his fourth touchdown pass of the day. That goes to Ali Jordan out of the backfield, and the Dolphins are routing the Atlanta Falcons as they try to head to 3-game losing streak. Mac Jones towards the goal line, and that goes down to the 1-yard line. Jawan Jennings couldn't haul in that pass a couple minutes ago. He brings that one in. The Niners are first and goal. They absolutely need a touchdown on this possession.
Kittle for the touchdown at the end of the half. Here's another tremendous catch by Jawan Jennings, and we saw that big drop. God, it's so cool when you see a guy come back and make a play later on after having an opportunity and having it go through his fingers.
12th play of this drive.
Play action. Looking. It's Jake Hodges.
Touchdown!
In the end zone for San Francisco. And the Niners very much alive deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah, great job right here. Now they got to get the 2-point play right. You don't know when you're going to get another drive like that, so you got to make this a 2-possession game with 8-point drives on both of them. But again, the hard sell, you really have over the top to George Kittle a little bit easier. But he goes with Jake Hodges on a nice release. Will Anderson almost able to make that play. But here's a huge snap right here to get this to one-possession game.
I'm gonna support you to the Broncos.
It's an 8-point game in Houston.
What a turn back right now.
San Francisco trying to get up off the mat.
What a turn of events for San Francisco. They are now at a 2-possession game, almost to the point now where there's a chance that now they can take the lead if they can score plus a 2-point conversion. But that gives us the one other 1-possession game that could happen at any moment. Oh, it looks like the Jets are now in the red zone. The Baltimore Ravens are 4th and 5. Can we just go to the Bengals now? Scott, it is that time, I believe. So, with the Jets now in the red zone, it is officially that time. The witching hour. That's when wins become losses, and losses become wins. Here we go. Action back to that, and we already have the Jets in the red zone. Here we go.
possession game down there in Texas. The Niners kicking away to Houston, who have dominated the clock. They would love to burn out the rest of the third quarter and much of the fourth before the Niners can touch it again. 5-yard line, David Pierce. Opening. They closed at the 31-yard line. Keeping an eye on the Jets and Bengals. 2-touchdown lead for Cincinnati. Hand it off to Isaiah Davis. He's having himself a game. Davis. Oh, that's actually Brees. I'm sorry. I thought it was Davis. We called Davis's names a couple of times. Brees Hall wants his chunk of yards there. 35 yards for Brees Hall, who has 80 yards on the ground. Jets are in the red zone at the end of the third quarter in Cincinnati. Rotation continuing at left guard.
Yeah, and
It's been an every series rotation. Big opening on that left side for Williams. Looking for USC. Out to the 45-yard line. 14-yard burst for Marks.
Oh, great job right here. Watch this block by British Brooks down inside the old trap wham play. Gets a pancake on a big defensive tackle. Way to go, British Brooks.
And double boxes the action at M&T Bank Stadium. 10 minutes remain. The Ravens, who have had a disastrous beginning to the 2025 season, looking to end their 4-game losing streak.
This could be a drop-off. Try to just take the play again. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Does not appear they're going to snap it. Just control the delay game. Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down. Marv found it funny.
Developing situation in Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley is in the blue medical tent. We think it happened at the end of this play. You can see what looks to be a grimace on his face. That was one of the last plays before the end of the third quarter. It's now beginning fourth quarter in Philadelphia. And Barkley is taking off the helmet, going into the blue medical tent. Saquon has 150 rushing yards and a touchdown. He has 24 receiving yards and a touchdown. He has been most of the offense for Philadelphia, who leads 24-13 as we are early in the fourth.
Ball comes out of his hands pretty quickly. Hits his back foot, makes a great big throws. He holds on to a long time. A lot of volatility in that. I would just call it bad defense and bad tackling. It really haunted them last year. This is just a simple get back on track play for the Eagles. But Lewis Al comes in, take bad angles, can't get him on the ground.
And you go from operating and back to Baltimore.
Guy in the backfield. Off on the motion man. And flags fly.
We're going to double into the, Justin Fields wanted to run with an option play. Right double box. Scott Novak on the right, Sean Smith on the left. Welcome to NFL Ref Zone. The Jets
Just cost his team 2 yards.
I mean, that might have been a little bit of the he said, she said situation where if you sell it hard enough, you get the call. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it was early, but I'm not sure.
And Durham Smythe now shift out of the backfield. Sets up on the line.
Remember, don't need a touchdown here. Third. They're going to call it two. There's not a potential decision on the fourth. And if you don't get it, do you go for the the points. So let's go triple box and just keep you up to date on what we're looking at here. The Bears trailing by a field goal with the football in their own end. The Jets needing a touchdown to make it a one-possession game. They're 3rd and 2 from the 5-yard line. The Philadelphia Eagles trying to work some clock, get an insurance score. They're just outside the red zone. All 3 quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. All 3 under center. Fields takes the snap, hands off to Brees Hall. Hall is in for the touchdown. The Jets are making it again in Cincinnati. And you're going to turn the first in Baltimore. The Ravens turn over Caleb Williams and the Bears. And Baltimore is in beautiful position to add to their lead.
Just an incredible job of undercutting this route. You're going to see it here. He runs around with him, undercuts it for the interception. Beautiful defensive back play from Nate Wiggins.
Two-point attempt now.
Conversion just going to go for it early. 9-point game, opening with the fourth quarter. As the Jets are over the 200-yard mark on the ground. Fields into the wrist. Pulls it back. He's going to run, and he gets it. No flags. As Justin Fields and Brees Hall bring New York to within 7.
Let me go to New York now. Touchdown there.
Let's go double box here as Dallas Goedert gets into the end zone for the second time today, and Philadelphia pulls away even further from New York. It's 31-13. Eagles over the Giants.
Go to the deep formation, fake the hand up. Huntley looks the other way. Wide open. Touchdown. It's Kohler for Baltimore.
Under Charlie Gore.
You can't script it any better than this for the Ravens defense to offense.
No, this is a little tight end high play. They're just going to get him lost in all the traffic as he comes back across. Huntley sees it, knows he's going to be open. And just like you said, Ian, complimentary football. Nate Wiggins gets the takeaway. Kolar gets the touchdown. The Ravens looking a little bit like the Ravens we've come to know over the last few years.
Joy on that sideline. Huntley with the celebration as he heads over to tap up his teammates. The interception is what sets it up. Williams out of his own end zone.
Baltimore in line to snap their losing streak. The Bears' win streak is code red with 8 minutes and change remaining. C.J. Stroud, 35. Stroud, he's done this a few times today. Pass play called in the huddle. He drops back, doesn't like what he sees, runs for the first down. Houston continues to possess the football and move the sticks when they have to. They've been excellent on 3rd down. So, Houston with an 8-point lead against San Francisco. Still a lot of time in the fourth quarter there in Texas. You've got Miami seemingly on their way to a victory. Looks like they're going to snap a 3-game losing streak and shock the Falcons. The Buffalo Bills on their way to a W, it would appear, in Charlotte against the Carolina Panthers, which will end the Panthers' 3-game win streak. The New England Patriots, the first place in the AFC East New England Patriots with a powerful performance against the #1 total defense in the NFL. The Cleveland Browns giving up 30 to Drake May and the Pats in Foxborough this afternoon.
To get some space. That's a really underrated move to get 6 yards for Woody Marks. Watch this little move that Kevin's talking about. It's going to be Travis Gibson right there as he goes by. You can see him turn that shoulder, get real small as he gets past him.
He's not a big guy to begin with. Close to the 5'10". Second and 4.
Yeah, first down.
finally close him out. But a 23-yard pickup for Woody Marks.
Yeah, I watch these two guys right here. One of those guys has to be your edge setter, your defender. They both pull themselves all the way inside. That's easy for Woody Marks to break contain on the outside.
A drive that began on the Houston 31-yard line. And once again, the Texans down the field, but this has been their bugaboo. 1 for 4 today in the red zone. Outstanding play by Alec Desai.
Being able to come into a one-possession game in Cincinnati with the Bengals trying to cut back off the clock a bit. That'll help Samaje Perine right up the middle. That's a 21-yard pickup to midfield. That's got 82 yards on the ground and a touchdown for Cincinnati, who has the lead and the football.
Nothing but began the year on the pup list. Came back October 12th. Making that play in the backfield. Down behind him. This will be a hole. Gibson got held on the edge. Stroud out of bounds near the 10. Titus Howard working against Travis Gibson. Yanked his jersey right in front of a referee.
There were 3 fouls. Holding. Number 71 in the offense and penalties decline. Holding number 75 in the offense.
Checking in on the Giants and the Eagles. New York's got to pick up the offense here, down a couple of possessions as Jackson Dart dances around in the pocket and time runs out. The ball is loose.
That was Giants
They're going
as
to
well.
rule this a fumble.
Oh,
Josh came from behind and hit Jackson Dart as he was attempting to throw it.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis pounced on the football. The ruling on the field is a turnover to Philadelphia, but as a turnover, automatically under review. I saw a replay of it a second ago, and it looks like it's a close call whether Jackson Dart's arm was going forward, but they're in a commercial break right now in the Philadelphia, New York game.
Stroud moves away and gets rid of it to Woody Marks, and Marks upended with progress at the 20-yard line. Upton Stout almost took the snap.
Here's the best look we've got at it. Go ahead and roll the play here. Dart is the arm and the hand going forward. That's a close call again. Ruling on the field is a sack, strip, fumble, and Philadelphia recovery. It'll have to be conclusive to the replay officials in New York to overturn that call. We'll let you know what they decide when they come out of their TV timeout.
The Houston Texans on the third and 17, 9 of 13 on third today, and Dario Gubawale with the carry. Gubawale down to the 12-yard line. But you're going to be very happy if you're Houston taking 3 points in this scenario to push you to the
Looks like the Cleveland Browns are not going to get the win in New England, but Myles Garrett just had a game for the ages. Another quarterback sack for Myles Garrett. He is wrecking both of the tackles, including the first-round top 5 draft pick, Will Campbell on the left side. Myles Garrett with his 5th quarterback sack. This was his cleat before the game. It was written. Well, if it was 5 sacks on a game, only the 20th 5 or more sack performance in the history of the NFL. Myles Garrett turning in an amazing game for his team that trails 30-7 in that contest. Okay, Houston adds a field goal, so that is now a 2-possession lead, making 11 points in favor of the Texans at 26-15. The Bengals and Jets game is now our only 1-possession game in the 4th quarter, but the Bengals are knocking on the door.
Cincinnati with a quick streak after the Jets banged it in for the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Cincinnati restores order and their lead back to
offensive line has been more physical, and they're just moving out this Jets defensive front to make those one-on-one opportunities for Chase and Pirine on these safeties and linebackers. Evan McPherson on for the point after. The Jets a little taste of their own medicine with the ground attack. Looks like the officials may be looking to confirm. Of course, every scoring play subject to automatic review. Did he break the plane?
Miami Dolphins fans finally seeing what they expected to hope for in the 2025 season. An offense for the football, scoring 34 points on the course. Riley Patterson connects for 36 yards. The fumble recovery was overturned on review. They said Dart's hand was going forward, so Dart gets another chance. And Joshua Chase says, any questions about this one? He gets the quarterback sack. This is fourth down. They're going for it, throwing it up and connecting. The Giants get a fourth down touchdown. Check the penalty marker. What is going on in Philly? Let's see. This is right at the catch point. Slade may have pushed off.
Passing interference. Offense.
He's in a good place right now. They push the coverage the other way. These makes one-on-one and some little extension on the low hip. And they are hand fighting. So that hand fighting, yeah, there's a little extension of the arm is what the ref sees. They've been hand fighting all day. You can see why Slayton is disappointed. I always kind of say, do business as business is being done. If you're a receiver and you're getting held a little bit, well, then you want to push a little bit. It's definitely a little hand fighting. I don't know if enough to be called.
How many millimeters was that, Dave?
I think Tom hit it on the nail on the head. There's a lot of hand fighting going on.
Brian Daboll going to blow a gasket on the sideline when he sees that replay there. But it is a turnover on downs. Or actually, they called that. They ended up punting. I thought it was fourth down on that play. I was confused. Either way, that's a David Njoku 11-yard catch for the touchdown. We're showing you every touchdown from every game. The Browns technically aren't dead just yet. We had a video review in the Cincinnati game. They took a while to post Chase Brown's rushing touchdown as the ball ended up right at the goal line when he twisted in. But they confirm it. They kick the PAT, and the Bengals are back up by 14 points against the winless New York Jets. Starting to get to last chance time for Caleb Williams and the Bears more than halfway through the fourth quarter. And that one, what a hit by the Baltimore defender, DeAndre Swift. Oh, no, actually, it wasn't Swift on the play. It's Olamide Zaccheaus, I believe. And the ball comes loose. Baltimore then grabs the football, and it happened in the shadows, you can see right there at M&T Bank Stadium, but towards the Baltimore sideline. Baltimore threw the red coach's challenge flag, but this is live, and you can see that John Harbaugh lost that challenge. He thought he had a fumble and a recovery by his defense. Instead, Caleb Williams with a 2nd and 6.
Drive continues. Williams going to throw. He hits his man over the middle, DJ Moore.
Well, the Carolina Panthers actually worked it into the red zone. Andy Dalton hands off Chuba Hubbard. That helps some of you fantasy players. Chuba Hubbard with a 3-yard touchdown plunge. By the way, the Carolina Panthers missed the extra point. So Bills 40, Carolina 9. 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Trying to get off the field here on 3rd down and 1.
Debut
today. The rookie from Ole Miss couldn't want. Bears can make this a one-possession game with any type of a score, and they're in the Ravens territory.
Crazy mode right now, but I do think there's got to be a little urgency to the offense.
We have 6 minutes to play. Williams. Sidearm toss to Zaccheaus. Ravens believed it hit the ground. That's not what the officials saw. Moved the ball just inside the 30. Tackle made by Roquan Smith.
See if we get a good look at again here. Roquan gets his hand on it, but that's a completed pass there.
Second down and 5 from the 30-yard line. 5.5 to go.
Ravens taking advantage there of a rule where if the offense changes personnel, the defense gets the opportunity, so they slowly change to take a little time off the clock.
Williams avoids the first looping tackler and then throws on the move. Incomplete. He was trying to hit.
The Atlanta Falcons, you can see the stadium's already emptying there in Georgia. Second and goal, though. And Tyler Algier takes it off left end. Finds the end zone. All right, there's the first touchdown of the day. Comes with 5 minutes.
Right there.
Probably too little too late for Atlanta. 34-9 is the score there. Make it 10. They just kicked the extra point. Atlanta 200 yards total offense. Kirk Cousins not doing a whole lot in his first start of the season. Atlanta looks like they're going to take the loss. Shot to the end zone.
Incomplete. It was over the head of Duvernay. So this is going to be a 48-yard attempt for Cairo Santos, who has been battling a thigh injury.
They ran a little bunch formation to try and get this matchup. He gets up on top of it. The ball's just a little bit too deep.
Officially going to be a 47-yarder. Snapper Daly, Holder Taylor, Santos. He drives it, and he's got it.
Well, we have a one-possession game at least. We'll get back to Baltimore when the Ravens get the football. Here's Justin Fields scrambling, looking for the marker. He gets tackled about a yard short, and now it's 4th and 1. Bengals defense.
Then you have to start to
Get it back here for their offense with a stop.
to get the proper amount of possessions.
Davis Fields fakes to him. Fields delivers first down. Jets. Jeremy Rucker slips the tackle. They finally bring him down, but then he got around Carter. Carter's with a tackle, but not before Carter. Saquon Barkley, we don't have an update yet. They are saying apparently a hamstring injury for Saquon Barkley. He has not been back in the game since this video. There's a look at him just recently on the sidelines. You can make of that what you will, standing up without his helmet on the sidelines. Eagles, though, have the football and a 2-score lead, so maybe they don't need to go back to Saquon if he was even available to. Here's Brees Hall, breaking one for the Jets. Second effort, and he's in for the touchdown.
Oh, wait, he may have.
Did he stay inbounds?
Right about that 3-yard line. There's a question. Did the right foot?
Did he really stay in bounds there? It looked like two Bengals had an angle on him, but Brees Hall's going to get credit for the touchdown. Watch that on the left side of the double box. He's clean there. Right foot stays in. That foot right there at the 3-yard line. They might have to blow that one up. Texans 3rd and 3. They run a little swing pass. Niners are there to put the stop on him. San Francisco might be getting the football back. Brees Hall got his first rushing touchdown of the season earlier. That's interesting. He's got another one here.
Good point.
Left instead of kicking the extra point, getting it down to 7. You go for a 2-point conversion.
Well, you only do that if in your mind you're going for the win. And you're saying, hey, we're not here to tie it. We're here to win.
It was a catch and short. For no good, we're going to look at the play.
So the officials are going to review
Davis. Ball in the field is incomplete on the attempted two. So certainly the decision for Aaron Glenn raises some eyebrows, but clearly, Arch, he's thinking we're going for the win, not playing for any tie potentially down the road. And so hence the decision to go for two. How about Fields, the body control, just to give Davis a chance?
I don't know if they broke the play.
Let's bring it Chiefs down. The camera is not exactly down the line, and it's ruled incomplete on the field. Right side Philadelphia looking to put it away. Touchdown Eagles.
They needed someone to step up in absence of A.J. Brown. Dotson goes over the top of Black, who's just got called up from the practice squad. Who wants it more? Who's going to go high point that thing? It's Dotson.
Again, at what point is, when you're in the air like that, can you determine possession?
After reviewing the play, the receiver caught the ball and was beyond the goal line when he caught it. 2 point. It's good.
All right, we appreciate Gene all over it. Boy, the decision from Aaron Glenn to go for two.
So the theory behind that is knowing.
It feels like there could be another 45 minutes or so left in that Jets-Bengals game. That one is starting to get interesting, if not wild. Can the Niners make this a game? The punter, oh, what a job. The Houston Texans punting it down, and Tommy Townsend celebrating, getting it down at the 1-yard line. And Mac Jones has to throw from his own end zone, but he finds Kendrick Bourne. Nice play there for a 17-yard pickup. So out of the shadow of their end zone come the 49ers. They need to score a touchdown. They need a couple of scores here to make this a game. They come back down with 3 minutes remaining. Underneath Christian McCaffrey. Run after the catch. 27 yards for CMC. They got to go hurry up. They'd love to get their first score on the plus side of the 2-minute warning timeout. There are 2 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the game. They're down by 11. So that Niners possession is on the left side of the screen. The right side of the screen, it's the Baltimore Ravens. 3rd and 7. A first down here would make the Bears burn their final timeout.
Giving them some versatility from the gun. Huntley. Step. Deliver. It's caught by Hopkins. First down.
Some of the best hands in the NFL. Top of the route, maybe a little push there.
Little hand last week. Flacco has no problems. If he sees that one-on-one, especially press coverage, he's going down
And that
to
may have put it away for the Baltimore Ravens. Up by 7. And with a fresh set of downs, Chicago have to burn their timeout plus the 2-minute warning, and the only times they can stop the clock. So Cincinnati now with a little pressure to press the gas pedal on offense. This game still has more than half of the fourth quarter to play. Mac Jones with a shot. And trying to haul it in, but incomplete. Was Kendrick Bourne. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Just a little bit too much on that one from Mac Jones. Great at the extension by Kendrick Bourne. Tough catch, but we've seen a couple great ones here today.
2nd down and 10 at the 41.
Blasted by Toto at the end of that play. McCaffrey springs
with 2 stoppages on the clock. If they don't get it on their next possession, you are just giving them more and more time to get back into this game.
First sack for the Jets today, and it's Will McDonald. Just a massive play for Steve Wilks in this defense.
He had to come a long, long way. Will McDonald, all the way from the other side of the field.
2:08 to play in the fourth.
Everybody set.
4-man pressure. Jones
reception of the year might just seal it for the Houston Texans. Working against Jawan Jennings, the leaping.
That's the 2-minute warning timeout. Houston is in beautiful position to put the finishing touches on a home victory over San Francisco, just like it was predicted, right? New York scrambling here. Dart literally scrambling. And ad-libbing downfield. Wan'Dale Robinson is there. Dart's so good when he gets on the run. He's good at keeping his eyes downfield, finding someone open and putting it on him. 34 yards. How about the Jets? They need a touchdown to take the lead in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Williams on the punt return takes it up over the 42-yard line. Nice field position for Justin Fields and the Jets. This game didn't give us the impression that it might be the dramatic finish in the fourth quarter, but that's where we are. Aaron Glenn's guys, winless on the year, starting Justin Fields after he's been criticized by people in the market of New York City. His own owner of the team, Woody Johnson, came out and said the quarterback is not playing well. They wanted to even bench him in favor of Tyrod Taylor, who was injured, but Fields with a chance to be the hero late in the fourth quarter.
Ball slips a tackle. Very close to another Jet first down to the 6.
About 3 minutes remaining in Philadelphia. The Giants need 3 scores. And Jackson Dart's got him in the red zone. 4th and goal. Sure, you're going to go for it. Fake the pitch. Dart. Yeah, he'll stick his nose in there and gets into the end zone. Rushing touchdown for Jackson Dart and the Giants.
Possession. Here's Williams. Duck inside the 20. It's just crazy to watch this Archer. This offense, they went 2 weeks without a touchdown. They're approaching 500 yards of total offense in this game. Just a stunner.
Oh, man. You ever experiment with taking crazy pills? Today's my first time. And it's been wild.
Second and 5 Jets. Justin Fields, their battle quarterback. Taking his loose. The biggest season of 4 days. All of his struggles, trying to put it all behind him.
Baltimore just needs a couple of first downs. Bears have no timeouts remaining, and Snoop Huntley fakes the handoff, bootleg to the right side, and he'll go, give me that first down. 18 Kyle Brandt. We might have a Snoop angry run. As Tyler Huntley sticking his nose, and he needed to do that too, to get that first down and help the Ravens bleed the clock down to the 2-minute warning with the touchdown lead.
Today, really getting the job done.
Fields leaning back. Where are they going to spot this football? Line the game right into 15. First down, Jets. And Arch, they are approaching 200.
You see the official on the bottom of the screen saying move the sticks. They wave it forward for a first down. From the goal to go, Derrick Henry bounces off tacklers. Henry to the corner of the end zone for his second touchdown of the day. Derrick Henry just finds wide open. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world for the Bears. They had to get the football back, and they had no way to stop the clock. Henry, though, 71 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. 30-16 is the Ravens lead.
Over the middle, completes its Davis again. Logan Wilson. That's a pickup of 9. Second and short. Clock running, 3:34 left. I'm sure many people around the NFL have predicted this kind of
And we'll double box into Houston Texans, and the reason being is one more first down, and that will ice the game in favor of Houston. But do we go full? Let's go back full to the Jets here. They got a timeout on the field in Houston. Justin Fields trying for a go-ahead touchdown here.
Everything they can handle from the winless Jets. Davis, lose a yard. Slayton, a moment to Bruce. Cincinnati gets that push up the middle.
Well, it's one of the very few times in this game that we've seen somebody from Cincinnati's defense get into that Jets backfield. In their last drive, it was really the Jets' run game that led to them getting their touchdown to get back in there.
Third down and 5.
It's a handoff to Chubb, and Chubb's not going anywhere. Meaning the
Every now you ask yourself if you're the Jets, knowing that you don't have to score, you can still get a first down in a new set. What are you going to do to pick up this 2 yards?
Justin Fields leading.
Before the punt. This is a key stretch for these Texans. Assuming they win today, they move to 3-4. Got the Broncos next week on Fox. You've got the Jaguars, then the trip to the Titans before the Bills, and then a big showdown with the Colts. At least they'd like to make it a big showdown with the Colts.
We're waiting on the final 60 seconds there. On the interception thrown by Mac Jones, watch Will Anderson. Gets up high against Mac Jones on the pass rush. No penalty flag came in. Just thought we would show that to you as the interception occurred down towards the goal line, giving Houston the football. They have the 11-point lead. San Francisco has burned all of their timeouts. Now it's 4th down. So the Texans will punt from their own end. This is absolute miracle territory here for San Francisco, needing 2 scores with no timeouts.
Townsend to punt. Sky Moore, the big man. Bounce at the Houston 49 and head out of bounds. So for San Francisco, they need 11 points to tie. So you need a field goal, you need a touchdown, you need a 2-point conversion. You have no timeouts, and you have 53 seconds to get all that done.
We're still waiting on the Jets to come back. Myles Garrett was taken out of the game when the Browns were on defense, and he spikes the helmet on the sideline. 5 sacks, the single-game franchise record for the Cleveland Browns, his career high. And there was a lot of frustration, whether or not it was because Myles was on the sideline with a chance maybe to add to that lead, or he couldn't help his team get to a win today. New England 32, Browns 13. Final 2 minutes of that game.
Jones. Will Anderson's been in his face all day. And finally, he and Daniil Hunter seal the deal on the Niner quarterback. Clock continuing to run under 30 seconds. 2nd down and 20. Jones to the sideline. Not enough room over there for Demarcus Robinson. And the 2 former Alabama teammates meet in an embrace. Mac Jones and Will Anderson.
He's just been a beast.
Well, there is one game with true trauma remaining at the 2-minute warning, and it's Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals. Flacco going to the locker room. Look at him. He's under his own power. The Jets need a touchdown to take the lead. Catches it back to the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown. Amazing. Well, that ties it, but that's why you go for 2 points when you're down by 14 late in the 4th quarter, and it's the rookie tight end on National Tight Ends Day. Mason Taylor for Aaron Glenn's company, looking for their first win of the year. You run a halfback pass, and it's a double clutch back of the end zone. Toe tapper for Mason Taylor. Now the standard PAT can put them in the lead. That's why the analytics play comes into effect here. Down by 14 in the 4th quarter. When you score the first touchdown, go for 2 because you can take the lead at regulation, and they just did it. That is exhibit A for the New York Jets. San Francisco on a 4th and 13. That'll do that as the Houston Texans, the favored team going into today, knock off San Francisco, and that's big news for the Rams and the Seahawks, who are both on the bye. All 3 of those teams in the NFC West started the day at 5-2. The Niners dropped to 5-3. Rams and Seahawks, we will see them again next week at 5-2. Caleb Williams needs 2 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes. And that one, well, it's caught by DJ Moore. This was just a minute ago. I missed this one. Yeah, this was just about 30 seconds ago. Here's the replay of it. DJ Moore with a one-handed grab for 42 yards. The Bears, they need a touchdown and an onside kick and another touchdown to make this as wild as that Jets-Bengals game has gotten.
Humphrey delivered the shot. 1:14 to go.
Joe Flacco's okay. 39-38 Jets trying to get their first win this
continues to roll. They're down to 44 seconds left, and it's 4th and goal.
Now I find sequence, there's a lot going on. The amount of clock that has gone off here is just...
You just want to give yourself a chance. Get in the end zone and put some pressure on the Ravens. Williams searching, throwing, incomplete, game over. Yeah, bizarre.
That similar a little bit to the end of the first half, truthfully. Game went.
So we've got plenty of clock. Joe Cool has been in this position a million times in his career as we approach 90 seconds.
And listen, you certainly, there's a few factors here. Obviously, you want to be in position to kick the field goal, but you also have to make sure that, offenses these days only need about 50 seconds.
Chase Williams trying to spring one, gets into the second level. It's just added to the importance of this game. Cincinnati trying to get themselves back in the conversation in the AFC North. This is one that you can't afford to miss.
That's a huge game because as high as the vibes has been here for Cincinnati coming out of that Thursday night game, after pretty much being almost a lost season, all the optimism and enthusiasm and everything that Flacco's done for this offense and this team, this is one that you can't afford to drop if you're the Bears.
Yoshi Voss was the intended target. Jamian Sherwood.
Boy, that's a great chance. Boy, Jamian Sherwood I believe number 44 gets his right hand right there. Back is to the football, gets his hand in there, and boy, that is a great job by Sherwood. That's a tight window throw from Flacco, but Sherwood really is the one that made that happen.
Cincinnati needs about 18 yards, maybe 17 to get into the field goal range of McPherson.
Now you have to call a timeout.
Zach Taylor will take one here down to 37 seconds. As he looks down at that play sheet, 3rd down coming up for the Bengals. And just agony for these fans that thought this one was in the win column just a couple of minutes ago. Modern State 2, the NFL Today update delivered by Little Caesars. Time permitting, JB and the crew standing by. Get you all the scores and highlights to your heart's content. 39 yards, 37 seconds with 2 timeouts.
Well, how about Aaron Glenn going for that 2-point conversion of their first touchdown and then challenging it after it was moving?
All the decisions to try to put his team in a position to get one here. Flacco from the gun. Here they come. Flacco again under duress, just has to throw it up and out of bounds. It was Jermaine Johnson and dial up the perfect pressure to throw the timing of that play off for Flacco.
And it will come down to one 4th down snap. If Aaron Glenn's New York Jets defense can stop them here, they will get their first victory of 2025. And as we conclude that game, the last of the early window, the late window is about ready to open up. The 5-2 first place Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. Spencer Rattler will get first possession in that NFC Central Divisional matchup. Back full to Cincinnati.
Comes down to this for the Bengals. 4th and 9. Flacco protected. Flacco's pass incomplete. And the Jets are going to do it here in Cincinnati. Yoshi Voss, the intended target. Jarvis Brownie was right there for the Jets. And once again, the Cincinnati crowd stunned.
This starts on the 3rd down, and Jermaine Johnson is going to wrap inside, and he's going to get the pressure. And so Flacco just tries to get rid of this football, just throw it away, nowhere to go with the football. And now that's going to force a big 4th down, and you've got to be one-on-one. The attention is on Chase and Higgins. Brownlee knows he's going to be the one to make a play, and you can't cover Yoshi Voss any better than that.
Aaron Glenn, everything him and his staff have had to contend with, the questions, those sparring sessions with the New York media. This is his moment. They finally get one. Guy who's been in this position before. His previous years with Detroit, that 21 Lions team. All the losses piling up before they tasted victory. for similar fortunes with the New York Jets as they finally get a win in the 8th week of the season to get to 1-7 and just a killer loss for the Cincinnati Bengals.
It is. You can't, if you're Aaron Glenn, the way you've rebounded after the last 3 weeks, and especially last week, a 39-point explosion, and if you're the Bengals, you figure you're playing the Jets, a team that hasn't won. You're coming off a big-time high that Thursday night against Pittsburgh. You scored 38 points against the worst offense in the league, and you end up losing this game by 1 point. This is incredibly deflating for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Let's go downstairs to Didi standing by with Justin Fields.
Justin, I didn't see poker face right there.
God is good. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it's simple. God is good. All the trials and tribulations we had this whole season. From last week to this week, just all the noise around. Like I said earlier in the week, I found my piece of him. So I'm gonna keep it short and simple with you. God is good.
Well, you told us that was the key. It's bringing the confidence from the practice field onto this field. How did you do it today?
Yeah, we did a great job. I just told the guys before the game 3 things: believe, focus, and just playing free and having fun out there. So, we did a great job out there. Proud of all the guys, proud of the defense, proud of the offense, and we fought to the end.
Finally, win number 1. How do you build off of win number 1?
We keep going. I mean, just keep.
Well, congratulations, Justin Fields, Aaron Glenn, the New York Jets. This is a hard business, and as you all know, maybe the most competitive sport on the planet. To win one game can be so difficult. Congratulations to the New York Jets getting their first of 2025. That closes out the early window. More coming up in just a bit. The only game in town for the moment is the Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We are about 15 minutes away from 2 more kickoffs, but let's listen in at the Superdome where the Saints are on the move.
That's what Todd Bowles does. Really good defensive mind. The scouting looks to be a bad thing. From the 41, the safety turn around and So Rattler was hit from behind, lost the football. Now the Buccaneers have recovered.
Dennis actually set up Rattler. He's making a move. There's Dennis, puts his hat on the football, and bam! Knockout by Anthony Nelson. Anthony Nelson gets a knockout. Nice job on defense.
Okay, TV timeout there in that NFC South matchup. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense coming up with the big play. You look at the final scores of the 7-game early window, the one that ended up being most dramatic, the New York Jets with a 39-38, 2-touchdown, fourth quarter come-from-behind victory, and a thrilling moment for them in their first win of the season. However, many of you, before we came on the air here on NFL Red Zone here in Week 8, may have seen or heard the news that is heavy on the hearts of many Jets fans, many football fans, many sports fans. Nick Mangold, former first-round pick out of Ohio State of the New York Jets back in the 2006 draft, died last night. The news broke this morning to the public. He spent all 11 seasons with the New York Jets, 7-time Pro Bowler, fantastic player in his era. He was diagnosed in 2006 with a chronic kidney disease that worsened throughout the later years of his life to the point where he needed an organ donor. No compatible match was found. He even made an appeal on social media to see if he could find a compatible donor. It didn't happen for him, and last night he passed away. Nick Mangold was 41 years old.
Here are some players to watch courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook.
And as the late window is now open with the New Orleans Saints and Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a TV timeout, waiting on 2 more games games in Indianapolis and Denver, respectively. Some players to watch here in the late window. Now, National Tight Ends Day rolls on. How about Jake Ferguson? He's been TE1 in many of your fantasy football leagues. Reached the end zone in 4 straight games for the Dallas Cowboys. The Wisconsin grad only had 7 career touchdowns coming into this season. He's got 6 so far here in 2025. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app for the latest NFL odds and to check out the Red Zone Total TD Market. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have turned over Spencer Rattler, so Baker Mayfield and his guys, as injured as they are on offense, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, no Bucky Irving, but Baker calling the shots on his first offensive snap.
After the 32-yard line, Mayfield hands it off. This is Rashad White. Out to the 37, gain of 5. Buccaneers without Bucky Irving once again. As we take a look, Dennis started the play. Nelson knocked the ball loose, and then it was